Open your eyes, what do you see? A cult of Japanese. It was a load of Japanese guys tonight on AEW Dynamite. It might have been like a Japanese takeover, a Japanese invasion. I don't know if Tokyo just decided that they were going to come to Chicago and try and take over, but that's certainly what happened tonight. A bunch of Japanese bums that nobody has heard of appearing on Dynamite, the last Dynamite before Forbidden Door, and this is exactly why Forbidden Door doesn't work. And before we talk about Dynamite, it's literally just a bunch of guys for Japan that nobody knows, or we might have heard of them, but we don't fucking know them. They can't even speak English, they can't cut good promos, there's zero build to any of these matches at Forbidden Door. It's just the best of, well, not, I'll use that term loosely, but it's like the best that they've got in AEW versus the best that they've got in New Japan.
You say we know them, right? I know Okada, I don't know the rest of them. Suzuki, never heard of him. And I can't even remember the other guys' names to remember, so how can you say we know of them? I don't know any of them, just old men.
Yeah, the guy that was in the tag team with Jericho, I've seen him in AEW before.
It was like,
he lost to Joe. He was the Ring of Honor champion. So yeah, I know him, but...
Oh, but this is the best show I've ever seen. I actually hate AEW, man.
It's not good. It's really...
See if WWE... Like, WWE, right, they can't bring fucking... Oh, they get buried for 50-year-old Taker and Goldberg. Right, but fucking bring 50-year-old no-names back. What?
No, but the difference is, see when Taker and Goldberg come back, they've still got their shape. They wear attires to suit them. Like, Goldberg can still wear his attire that he wore back in the day because he's still ripped, he's still muscled, he still trains, he still works out. But I feel like people that are not maybe in as good physical condition as they used to be, they at least cover themselves up a little bit. Goldberg and Taker wrestled into their 50s, and honestly, apart from the fact that they might have slowed down in the ring, you might be able to tell that they're fit in their 50s, but from just looking at them, from their physical stature and their appearance, they didn't look like they were old. They're older, but not like an old man. Whereas, see this Japanese guy with the wee trunks and the tiny gutties on it, it's like... He literally did.
Is he taking pee today?
He looked like somebody's like Japanese grandma with granda with dementia that has escaped some like old folks home.
I want to play chess, Kenny.
He's running around the ring, man, looking for people to chop. It's embarrassing.
Anyway, let's begin with the show. I want to get this wrapped up.
The Hardy Boys versus the Gun Club. So the Gun Club defeat the Hardys. The Gun Club win in about 3 minutes.
Penny for your thoughts.
Why are the Hardys getting jobbed out? I mean, seriously.
Because Jeff ain't allowed to work Canada.
Nah, no, but even before that, I mean, like, they didn't have much going for them. I don't understand why the Hardys are being fucking jobbed out.
Yeah, like, why couldn't the Hardys just have had, like, stuff happening at the Hardy compound?
Especially Jeff, right? Matt might have never been as popular as Jeff. He might never been able to pull off the kind of moves, and he never really had the success that Jeff had as an individual guy. But Matt Hardy's pretty much done. Now, I'm not saying Jeff's in the best shape, and he doesn't move as good as he used to, but I still feel like there's a lot of money to be made with Jeff Hardy as a singles guy. I think there's one last World Championship run with Jeff Hardy. Yep. But he's getting treated like an absolute fucking jobber. Same with Christian. These are guys that I think you should be utilising right now while they can still relatively go to a decent standard. But no, we're going to job them out. Christian's going to be a manager for some big goofy-ass dinosaur, and Jeff Hardy's going to be in a jobber fucking tag team.
But why push people that are over when you can push Japanese guys?
Yeah, I'd push the Japanese guys right out the fucking door. That's where I'd push them.
Open the forbidden door.
Yeah, keep that thing padlocked. Then we see Bullet Club Gold come down. They hit Jeff Hardy with the clenched fist with the coins, and that means Jeff Hardy's out for a couple of weeks. Fractured jaw. Matt Hardy told us later on in the show.
What's that all about?
So he's got a fractured jaw. Then we got the Revival coming out. CM Punk came out. CM Punk tried to hit a go to sleep on Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson managed to escape, and that was it. Apparently, CM Punk and Juice Robinson have got amazing chemistry because Punk tried to grab his leg.
Is it not mad though? Because of Canada, we can't get Punk teaming up with the Hardys. I think that's what's really stopping that, which is sick. That could be something worthwhile.
Yeah, not good, not good. So that was the opener. Then we got something to do with Blackpool Combat Club, who cares? Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki versus Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and AR Fox. I remember Jericho lost to this Action Andretti guy, and he made it as if he'd put him over. He was the next John Cena. Where's that went from?
In the bin.
Action Andretti.
I've seen more over action figures.
No shit, that's a poor joke. I've seen a lot of over action figures.
Well, they threw more money than this fucker guy.
I'd say the action figures in this room are more over than fucking him.
Aye, I know, they are.
You got bloody, what, Jax Taylor up there, Clay Morrow.
Mel Dixon.
Whoa. Anyway, yeah, so Jericho, Sammy Guevara and Suzuki win. And who was going to win? You've got this team versus Suzuki, versus Andretti, Martin and Fox.
Floppy, sloppy, decrepit Suzuki.
And Jericho does a promo after the match. He calls Suzuki, he calls him the God's challenge or whatever. Then he says that everyone was excited to see him in the ring with Sting, apart from him. Sting comes out with Darby Allin. Sting starts hugging Jericho. He grabs him round the neck, starts hugging him as if they're best pals. Jericho, his entire time cutting the promo, was out of breath. He was like, you know, Sting, me and you, Stinger, I'm fucking gassed. My career's done. I mean, what was Jericho doing here?
I don't know.
It was a tag team match as well, so it's not as if he was like working the full load of a match. He was like barely in the match. He was on the apron.
He needs to think about a retirement match before he's done. Even though he signed it done. Like, what happened to him?
And then Sting says, we accept, I accept, Darby accepts. And it's like, fuck Darby. Why not just give us Sting versus Jericho?
I know, and then Suzuki.
A match that we've never seen.
Suzuki's getting portrayed here as like as a heel, and he doesn't come across as a heel.
Yeah, anyway.
About his guys.
So I'm not even too sure. I guess it's going to be Sting and... They didn't make it clear, but I'm assuming it's Sting and Allen versus Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
No, and Suzuki. He says they have to find another partner, and Guevara they'll find out a collision. So.
No, Guevara said that, or
not Guevara.
Darby Allin.
Darby Allin.
So it's 3 on 3. Wait, why all of a sudden is Suzuki teaming up with?
That's what I just said, though. Like, this guy comes across as a face, but he's teaming up with heels. And also Sammy Guevara. Oh, my girlfriend's pregnant, so I'm a face. Who gives a fuck if they get cheered or booed because of that?
Now, Darby Allin did say that Jericho's made a lot of enemies in a lot of different places. Is that giving us a clue as into who the tag team partner could be?
Could be what, the Great Muta? I don't know.
Has Jericho made him upset?
Probably.
Lance Storm?
Lance Storm's been done. But Lance Storm hasn't wrestled since One Night Stand 2005.
Oh, I'd bring him back. Open up the door.
What about Dean Malenko?
Chris Benoit. Benoit. Then we got MJF cutting a promo with Cole. Cole says, it's story time with baby. And I'm like, who gives a shit, this guy? Says that he had MJF beat last week. MJF's a coward because he wouldn't accept the 5-minute time limit. MJF comes out and says he had him beat. He's not a coward. And then they're cutting a promo. Then we get some random Japanese guy starts talking on the Titantron, but they take about 10 minutes to focus on the Titantron. And it was very weird, and I think it was Tanahashi or something like that. But he couldn't really make it what he was saying, so he was speaking in broken English, but they also had subtitles. Yeah, they had subtitles. I mean, and like it was like the weirdest fucking green screen ever. It was like the guy literally standing in front of a New Japan logo.
WWE would again like.
How bad did it look?
It looked like it was filmed in the fucking 80s.
How bad did it look?
No, but right,
fucking horrible.
See, but Vince wouldn't let this happen. He'd give them a mouthpiece like Callis or Heyman. Come on.
Oh, MJF, me from Japan, you from USA.
No.
Let's fight at Forbidden Door.
It is a fucking mess, this entire Forbidden Door concept, right? See, back in the day, right, you can maybe argue, oh, it would have been good if WCW and WWE had this every year, once for... But it wouldn't, because see, a storyline structure, it makes no fucking sense.
It's just a bunch of random matches plucked together, and then on the very last week, they'll maybe try and come up with, like, a little bit of heat.
But but there's no story, there's not like here it's an invasion, it's just that here we're all fighting here because Tony Khan's opened the door. Close the fucking door.
Feels like an invasion in my privacy.
And MJF trying to put Adam Cole over. Oh, I studied you when I was training. Right, hold on. Look at the people you could have studied, and you studied this flobby, fat, skinny waster. Come on.
Yeah, he's a waster. Anyway, speaking of wasters, who did we have up next? And Tony Giovanni says that they're going to be in a tag team. Didn't quite understand what it's going to be. There's a lethal lottery tag team tournament coming up. Why would MJF, the world champion, care about some lethal lottery tag team
why
tournament.
has he been forced into it? Someone want to let me know.
And then both Cole and MJF turned around and said, "Shut up, Shivani," at the same time. And it was like, really?
This is just
It was like so fucking childish. It's like, imagine Austin and Rock turning around and saying something like,
"Shut up, McMahon."
it just didn't happen. Like, but whatever.
It's gonna be winner takes. Shut up, McMahon.
And then MJF like portrays himself as this like smart guy who does what he wants, and he's the man that decides things. He decides when he wrestles. He decides when he talks. He decides when the championship's defended. He says that Tanahashi's not getting a shot. Then Cole says to him, "Sounds like you're not giving him a match because you think he's a better wrestler than you." Then he calls him a coward. And then MJF like almost starts to cry and he's like, "Okay, Tanahashi, you've got your match."
Embarrassing. Just weak writing. Like, how's MJF thinks that's good? Or the bidding war 2000. The only other company bidding for will be Impact.
Impact Wrestling.
And judging by their bank account, not much of a bid.
Match IOU. Match number 4, Orange Cassidy and Katsurio Yuri Shibata. Aye. Versus Zack Sabre Jr., who probably people think's great, and I don't really have much of an opinion
during
of
this match.
And Daniel Garcia. I think that's enough. That Daniel Garcia and Sabre Jack
How
Jr.
do they think this is good? How?
The team of Daniel Garcia won.
Surely, right? If Forbidden Doors like these Japanese guys, why give us these Japanese guys in matches in the build up to the pay-per-view?
It's not very forbidden, is it? Does that mean Dynamite was Forbidden Door as well?
Exactly. And what Coalition? Coalition, Collision, listen to
Oh, Forbidden Door's the only show that you can see these Japanese guys face off against AEW guys. Well, unless you watched the Dynamite and Coalition before it, of course. Like, what a load of shite. Then we got, apparently Will Ospreay's been critiquing Canada as of late. Don Callis then walks in and says, "Hey, if you need my personal security, I'll extend it to you this weekend in Toronto." Toronto, eh? So, yeah, we're getting some security. Will Ospreay probably needs it, to be fair. Then we got the AEW TBS Championship. Chris Statlander versus Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie loses to Chris Statlander. I still can't believe they took the belt off Jade Cargill. It's like, if you're going to take the belt, why not just give it a proper build-up, a proper feud? They have Chris Statlander return from like over a year out and just wins, and that's her massive title reign, done and dusted. Like, that would be like Carlito coming back and beating Roman Reigns for the unit. It's just never fucking happened.
No. I spit it in the face of people who do not want to be cool.
WWE just wouldn't do that. Nobody with a brain cell would do that. Then we finish the show, unfortunately, I do not know why, but we finish the show with the big fat man. I forget his name.
Eddie Kingston?
Eddie Kingston.
What was I going to say? I can't remember.
Oh, aye, before we get on to this, so we missed it out. So, the guy that lost his brother, Jay Briscoe, or whatever he's called, the Briscoe Bros, he was taking on Jeff Jarrett. And Jeff Jarrett's cronies were it, and then they were attacking some guy at ringside, but they didn't know the guy at ringside was Papa Briscoe. Papa Briscoe then chokeslams Jay Lethal through a table, gets in the ring. Both Jeff Jarrett and Sonjay Dutt were terrified. Sonjay Dutt gets hit with a shoulder block. Then Jeff Jarrett gets hit with a shoulder block. They both sell it. Papa Briscoe walks over to his son as if he shot himself, like a big chocolate log in his pants. Then Karen Jarrett comes in, hits a really poor low blow, then kicks him out the ring. Then Mark Briscoe gets up to wag his finger at Karen Jarrett because, by God, he can't hit a woman even though she did just attack his dad.
He'll all the crystal meth in the world, but he can't hit a woman.
Even though she attacked his father. But then as soon as he sees Sonjay Dutt off in the apron, I can attack him. Then he gets in a brawl with Jeff Jarrett. Then the big man, Sagnam Singh, comes in, hits a big choke slam on Briscoe. Then he hits one of the weakest fucking pointless kicks you've ever seen in your life. Then a bunch of jobbers come out from, I don't know what show they're on, Rampage or Dark or Elevation, but a bunch of guys come out and start attacking. Christopher Daniels comes out limping to the ring. Best Friends come out. A bunch of people that shouldn't even be in the company come out, and they start beating down Sagnam Singh. And then we get the Lucha Bros, who at one point felt like a big deal and were the tag champs, and they've been reduced to absolutely nothing. And they hit like a quadruple. What's after quadruple? What's the one after quadruple? A Sanquet or something?
No, it's a sextuple's like 6. I don't know what 5 is.
Anyway, they hit a 5-way fucking super kick at the same time on Sagnam Singh.
Pentagonal.
And then I don't know, man. So they hit this like 5-way super kick in the ring, and then Mark Briscoe fucking rolls up Jeff Jarrett for 1, 2, 3. What an absolute mess. Anyway, let's move back to the main event. So Fat Man was out talking about how he can't take his top off because he's been injured and he's been eating a lot of ice cream. No, mate, you're fat all the time. It's not like you just got fat. It's not like you just got out of shape. You've been out of shape your whole career. You've always had your top on your fucking whole career. So let's get it real.
Why couldn't he cover up like this during all his matches?
He says he hates the Young Bucks, but he's got a team with them because he hates Claudio Cascaroli even more. And his brother, Dean Ambrose, is teaming up with him. Ambrose comes out, looks at him. I'm surprised Ambrose didn't bleed just staring at him. I was expecting the blood to start pouring out of his forehead. Did not happen. He's like, oh, yo, brother, you did this, brother. You did this when you teamed up with Claudio, brother. So that happens, and then the Blackpool Combat Club come out and they start beating down Kingston, that's his name, fucking Eddie Kingston. They start beating down Eddie Kingston.
The Rainmaker Okada!
Then some fat guy comes out, some fat Japanese guy called Shin Power or something like that. Stonewall. Again, why does everybody in AEW look like they're shot themselves? Why do they always have this walk where they... It's like the junkie walk. Like the walk of... It's not a walk of fame, it's like a... But they walk like that.
I don't know, man.
On drugs or something.
This is just horrendous.
So he comes out and gets beat up, but then the Rainmaker Okada comes out, tries to hit his finisher on Daniel. Daniel gets it, and he got beat up by fucking Wheeler Yuta. This guy's supposed to be the top thing in Japan, yet Wheeler Yuta fucking beat him up.
No, but it's the selling. It's like a couple of punches to the back. They weren't even like hit with velocity, and he's
down. He's like out as if he's been whacked by the Big Show or something.
No.
Then Daniel Bryan.
Like, see when Austin comes back and gets these pops. Does he get no offense in, then gets took out by
he kills the entire alliance. Okay. Drops everybody with a stunner. Okada comes out and a couple of clubbing blows to the back by Wheeler Yuta, and that's him.
Let's talk about his finisher.
Yeah, so Daniel...
This is a drought. This is Ethiopia in a fucking drought. This is not a Rainmaker.
Daniel Bryan goes for the kick or whatever, the yes kick. I don't know what it's called, man. Okada moves, he hits Wheeler Yuta, then he goes for the Rainmaker on Bryan. Bryan escapes, so he decides to hit the Rainmaker on Wheeler Yuta. And literally all it is he hugs you from behind in a very gay way and starts to hump you. It's very weird. So he hugs you from behind, then gives you a little hump, then pushes you away from him, but while holding onto your arm, and drags you back in, and then he doesn't even hit you with a clothesline. It's almost like he just sticks his arm out and lets the momentum of the person that he's dragging back in run into their arm.
Yeah.
It's very, very
This is a transitional move.
If that. Yeah, this is supposed to be the finisher of this big, bad deadlift. And he's not a big guy. It's like, see, maybe it was, look at Bradshaw. See when he hit the clothesline for hell, man, you thought he'd kill people.
Yep.
This is not a good finisher at all. But there you go, guys. It finished this segment. WrestleHeadlines.com gave this Dynamite an 8.5 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a minus 8.5 out of 10.
Fuck me.
No, it's the worst Dynamite I've seen in a while.
I'll give it a 1, so we're going to have...
A minus 7.5 out of 10.
That's not how it works, mate. So a 1 takeaway, that would be 7.5. So we're giving it a 3.75 out of 10.
That's fair enough.
Boom, 3.75, minus 3.75 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Catch you in the next one. Let us know your thoughts, and I'll see you later. Peace.